everybody, the Brickologist here with another throwback LEGO Star Wars set review. Today we're going back to the year 2003 to take a closer look at set number 4488. Love that kind of double number there. This is the Millennium Falcon mini building set. It used to retail for about $7 here in America, and adjusted for inflation that's closer to $12 here in 2024. It had 87 total pieces, and unfortunately I do not have the box, but here is a quick picture at what that box looked like. Included with this set is one instruction manual that has 26 pages of building. The front here has an advertisement with CGI Yoda and all of the other 2003 mini building sets, and as we move our way towards the back, here's the rest of this size collection with the Y-Wing kind of build-a-figure model, if you will, which we will complete today. And finally, there is an ad for the original TIE Bomber set at the back here, which is very nostalgic for me. There's no fluff here, well, besides the Y-Wing piece, but of course, let's start off by looking at the Millennium Falcon mini building set itself first. Just kind of glancing at the overview of the entire design, I think the silhouette of the Falcon here is halfway decent. Some of the gaps are a bit too big, and it might be a little on the chonky side, but for 2003, they did a pretty good job. Now, the other three sets from this series were pretty smooth designs for being over 20 years old. This one is quite stud heavy, as you can see by the front right here. The use of the studs right here, that's not too bad, but look at this. They just have a couple of plate pieces, and I think it looks a little awkward, and I don't like how these kind of drift in their own direction. Just not the best build ever. The radar dish is pretty simple, and it does like to fall off very easy. I've almost lost that thing quite a few times. As we move on towards the side, we can see one of my favorite details in this set that's repeated on both sides of the vehicle, and that is this awesome circular printed 2x2 tile. That graphic design is to die for. Speaking of devilishly good prints, look at the dish piece atop the Falcon here. Oh my gosh, for how old this set is, that design is spectacular. LEGO was able to cram so many small details in it. That is the highlight of this entire set. Unfortunately though, it's a little awkward the way it attaches onto the rest of the build. There is a red piece right there completely visible. And then my biggest issue is that this should really be the entire top, but there's this extra section that just doesn't look accurate at all and throws off the entire aesthetic of this vehicle. I do like that we do have the use of the joystick piece for the cannons on top of the Falcon. We're now 4 for 4 with this series, having that exact same design technique. The blue engines at the back here could have been a little bit bigger and wrapped around more of the side, but I think the attempt was pretty commendable. Another great effort towards this set is the bottom has that same dish piece on the top, just not printed, and it's really nice that they actually rounded off the bottom of this vehicle because the minifigure scale versions of this set actually haven't even made that attempt, but the really tiny one did. Finally, there's the cockpit, which I think is probably the most important part of this design, and LEGO nailed the shape, and they used an R2-D2 head for it, and I think that makes a lot of sense. However, there is no printing on it, and that is unacceptable. I try my hardest to give LEGO the benefit of the doubt with these old sets when there are plenty of limitations that came with the time period. However, the R2-D2 headpiece has been printed since 1999. They were very capable of printing this piece and giving it an awesome graphic design to resemble the cockpit. They just didn't. It's lazy and it looks really bad. An unprinted version of that part is included with this set as part of the Y-Wing's engine, which is the final piece we needed to complete that build, which I will review in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that. Unfortunately for this series, the most iconic vehicle in Star Wars ended up being the worst set of the bunch. This has a lot of flaws. Now, before I kind of heap some of my hate on this set, I do love some of the printed pieces. I think the silhouette shaping isn't half bad, and the attempts to actually curve off the underside are fantastic. Additionally, the price was great. I mean, 87 pieces for $7 was awesome back in 2003, and $12 adjusted for inflation is great too. But if you want to purchase this set on aftermarkets, it's actually about $40 sealed. Don't do that. $15 used though, as long as the prints are in good condition, maybe go that route instead. Sadly, my old set lens only goes so far, and I can no longer say that this is a good design. There are way too many flaws, highlighted just by the egregious oversight of not printing the cockpit. That is inexcusable and kind of throws off the entire thing, but there also are a lot of other flaws. This just really isn't a particularly good set. Hopefully my Y-Wing review here soon will be a bit more positive, because I don't want to end this series on such a sour note. I'm giving this set here a 4 out of 10. Those are just my thoughts though. I'd love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching today's review. Peace out, God bless, bye-bye.